It was a very interesting survey. So I saw a lot of different qualities, different points, yeah, that you expressed about a noble way of life. So as mentioned, this is one in a series to commemorate actually our 20th anniversary, and the series is making life or making lives, yeah, because from our point of view, we are working to enrich the lives of others. So how do we make uh, our life and other people's life, other human beings' life more meaningful? So there's a lot of meaning in that, yeah, for further discussion as we go along, yeah, such as what is a meaningful life? So if people ask you, your life meaningful or not, what do you say? Yeah. So you got to think about it. How do I put meaning into my life? And one of those factors is leading this noble life. So can I just ask you, what is a noble life? Yeah, you put the qualities there, but in your case, leading a noble life, what is this noble life? So when we come to, if you ask different people, definitely, as you've seen, you will get different answers, because the understanding of noble, yeah, is actually quite wide. And we never really discuss it, We never come together and say, hey, this one noble. Are you noble? Shall we practice this noble quality? Let us leave out this because it's not about being noble. So I hope this is an opportunity for you to reflect, for you to think, yeah, about the noble life and how we can develop noble qualities. So today as I mentioned, the question is, do you think about living a noble life? And actually, yeah, as the survey asked, what is a noble life? Are people around us, people in our world, are they interested in leading a noble life? You look around, our circle, of course, today's circle, we come to a Buddhist center. So everybody here is Buddhist, and you would be attracted to come here if you have good qualities, because you're going to sit here with other good people. And those who are not good will not come here. Yeah, because why they want to come here? They rather be out there doing other things with people that is similar to them. Yeah, they say birds of a feather flock together. So if you have certain interests, yeah, certain liking, you will go and group with those people. You won't go and mix with people that think differently from you, because that will make you feel very uncomfortable. You are sitting you go and take participate in activities that you don't quite understand. That makes you uncomfortable. So if you come here, if you are here for the first time, or once in a while when you come here, yeah, this will be something, in a way, it is new to you. So you need time, but you have been attracted to come here. Yeah, so give yourself time to understand the purpose of the group. You come here to be with this group of people. What are they all about? So it takes time, because human beings observe each other. Yeah, when you go to work in your company, you observe each other. Yeah, who's going to be good to me? Who is going to help me in my work? Yeah, who are the ones, yeah, that are out to disturb me and get me? So you're observing, in your mind as you interact with others. You really want to know who are the ones that are going to be good to me, going to help me, and the ones that I better leave alone. Yeah, because they are not really thinking about my welfare. So, what is a noble life? So we actually don't know, because there are those who act very noble, but what is in their mind, we never really know. because we cannot read other people's minds. So they might look very upright, yeah, very noble, yeah, interested to help you, but are they really like that? So it takes time to get to know a person. Because on the other hand, there are people who don't talk a lot, yeah, who are not friendly, but inside, you know, they might be really, really nice people, very patient people. So, you know, as you interact with them, yeah, you understand all the people around us. So our social circles are actually can be as big as we want it or as small as we want it. If you come to Nalanda, your circle becomes bigger all of a sudden because there are so all these people here on Sundays. Yeah. And if you go home, your circle will be mainly your family. But if you are living away from your family, yeah, then not much of a social circle. Yeah, sometimes you eat alone, you watch TV alone, you know, everything is alone. And that can be rather very uncomfortable. Yeah, if you're alone all the time. Yeah, as human beings, we like to have company. Yeah, and having company makes us feel very secure. So there are, but if we look around us, there are individuals from different walks of life and different races even, and different faiths and religions. Yeah, they seem to be very noble people. And we like to follow what they do. We like to understand what are their inspirations, what are their motivations for being so noble. Yeah, they stand out from the rest because of what? Because of their noble qualities, because of the good that they do. So a very noble person in my life, yeah, was the late Venerable Kesri Dhammananda. In fact, when I first encountered him, I was a little bit scared of him, you know, because he was such a, from the outside, a very stern, very strict sort of person. But slowly, you know, as we got to know him, we found that, yes, he has this, he doesn't have this very soft kind of look, but inside, the kindness and compassion, yeah, were very, very deep indeed. You know, he really wanted to help people understand their own selves. He wanted them to also understand the nature of the Buddha, the Dhamma, so that it makes a difference, yeah, in their lives. So that's why I say, sometimes people, you can't tell them, can't figure out their character immediately. You need some time to mix with them, you know, observe them, see what they do, see what they say, and then you get an idea, you know, about the nature of this character or this person. But the ones in our world who are remarkable, who are very different. Yeah, we give them this title of a noble person. Yeah, we need to look closely at their characteristics, you know, their behavior. Once I sat down, yeah, with the late chief. Yeah, he was a little bit relaxed, not having a lot of things to do. Sometimes he also said, when I have so many things to do, I just don't do. And that was his way of relax, because he had so many duties, you know. He said, I got to look into this, got to look into the construction, the building. So many things I just don't do. I just sit and then he will start thinking about Dhamma. And one thing that I have always remembered, yeah, he said to me, do you know Mahatma Gandhi? I said, yes, Reverend, I know Mahatma Gandhi. He said, if you look closely at Mahatma Gandhi, he said, in my opinion, he is a bodhisattva. He is a remarkable person. He was full of noble qualities that other people don't have. So he said, this person is on his way to becoming a Buddha. Because he does things that are superhuman, you know, above normal. He's not a normal person, not afraid, to express his ideas and not afraid to suffer for his cause. So he was a person with a cause. And at that time, his cause was to get independence for India. Yeah, to remove the colonial masters that were the British. The British were in control of the whole of India. He said, enough. Yeah, India is a very proud country with a proud culture. It's about time we were left alone to determine our own cause, our own future. So he stood up against the British, never ever in a violent way. So he was advocating, teaching the peaceful resistance. He said, you stand there and don't do what they tell you to do. So they will punish you, they will hit you. If they hit you, you fall down, you get up again. But you never should be violent and aggressive. So many times he was like that. He stood up to the British. They hit him really hit him, with sticks. And they put him in jail. And, they made life very difficult for him. But he never retaliated. He just said, I will stand there and not do what you tell me to do. After a while, you have to leave. Because all of us, are just not going to do. Yeah, if we don't do what you tell us, you are not going to get your way. Eventually, you will get tired and you will leave. And that's what happened. Eventually, the British left India. They gave independence to this huge country that they called, what they called India? The jewel in the crown. Let's say you have a crown and you have all these small, small jewels. In the whole of all of their colonies, India was the jewel in the crown. You know how much they took away from India? You will never ever really realize. Not billions, trillions of dollars value, that they took away for their own benefit and their own advancement. So that's why they considered India the jewel in the crown. Yeah. And I came across this British man not in India, in Penang. Yeah. So we are already independent, but he decided, he came during the British era and he decided to stay. Yeah. And he said, I enjoy life here. He said, do you know I never take off my own shoes? I have always some servant, because he was British. Yeah, so he had some money to hire servants. And not only that, still there is this mentality of deep respect for white people. So he said, I never take off my own shoes. My servant takes the shoes off for me. Yeah, so he was, I don't know whether he's still alive, because I saw this TV commercial more than 20 years ago. Yeah, but that mentality of we are so great, is still there. Yeah. So anyway, back to noble people. We can see, but if what Chief Reverend, late Chief, said to me, I began to reflect upon it. So that really shows that the late chief was observing, because he studied also in India. He studied in this city called Varanasi. Yeah, in the old days it was called Benares. Yeah, in India. But he studied languages and philosophy. Yeah, but he was very sensitive. Yeah, he really observed the nature of humanity when he was in India. So that goes to show that I began to also realize that if the late chief considered Mahatma Gandhi a bodhisattva, the qualities of a bodhisattva is indeed great, indeed noble, indeed an inspiration to us. Because they are not even Buddhas and they are like this. They are so great, to lead people, to help people. And what if somebody, let's say, some being like Mahatma Gandhi, as he advances, years and eons as he develops himself, the greatness in this person, the nobleness, nobility in this person must really be beyond our understanding. So this, when we consider and reflect upon it, our Buddha Gautama went through the same development process. He also must have, when you think about it, must have been great as a bodhisattva. Yeah, he must have helped people, led people, be a leader of people, yeah, and made people understand the nature of life as much as he could, explain it, yeah, at that time. Because when he was still an unenlightened being, in many suttas, the Buddha, when he was enlightened, would say, when I was unenlightened, when I was still a worldling, a putujana, belonging to the world, not belonging to the Arya, the noble ones. Yeah, he said, I did this, I thought this, I make mistakes, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. Yeah. Just to let you know, Mahatma Gandhi, when he was alive and doing his work, he was not really a friend to Buddhism. It's quite strange. Yeah. Yeah. He wasn't friendly to the Buddhists. His compatriot or his colleague, Nehru, yeah, who became the first prime minister, was more friendly to Buddhists. He supported Buddhism, but Mahatma Gandhi was a very true and blue and loyal Hindu. Yeah. So you can see, it's quite interesting when you figure it out. It doesn't mean that all the time bodhisattvas are partial to Buddhism. Yeah. But along the way, he would understand, yeah, more and more about the nature of existence. So, yeah, this noble life, you can see noble people lead noble lives. And therefore, when we observe what is a noble life, it begins to inspire us. It gives us hope. Yeah, it gives us a lot of motivation, but not everyone. Only the noble-minded ones will be attracted to noble people. That's why you're here. Yeah, you have this noble quality. You just don't know it. Yeah, so appreciate your noble qualities. Yeah, as they say, as you know, birds of a feather flock together. So you like to be with others with this noble way of thinking. So you come here, you're very comfortable. Yeah, the more you like this noble state of mind, the more you will associate, yeah, with the Nalandians that are here, because they also, want to cultivate nobility, yeah, in their lives, right? Yeah. So noble people you will see, yeah, with these noble qualities, they always live in accordance with their philosophies, yeah, with their ideals. They are not people who, yeah, one day do this, one day do that. No, they believe in an ideal. This is the way, yeah, I have to live my life. And they cannot change. Because when they change, yeah, they go and do other things, they are not comfortable. Yeah, so they will come back to it. Yeah, it drives them. Yeah, I mean, when you have these noble qualities, like it or not, you will be driven. You have no choice but to follow those noble thoughts, noble ideals, yeah, that are in your mind, right? So you have to make a decision. Do you want to be noble? Yeah, because with these noble qualities, you will not turn away, yeah, from your path, because you consider this is your life's work. This is what you exist for. Yeah, is to advance other people's happiness, yeah, comfort, yeah, and well-being, right? Whether through small acts of kindness, even small in doing small things, we can sense, we can see the nobility. They are not people, yeah, who hold back. You ask them to stack up the chair, they will stack up a chair. They are not those who say, hey, I'm a professional. I don't stack chairs. Not my thing. They don't say that. Yeah, you want them to sweep the floor, they will sweep the floor. Such is the sense of nobility. Yeah, there is a kind of selflessness about this sort of people. So look around you and think, yeah, who fits this sort of description? Yeah, and then really observe them so that you can learn to be like them. Okay. I'd like to introduce this person to you. He is no longer alive, but late chief, yeah, Reverend, admired him. Yeah, he was Bertrand Russell. He was a mathematician and a philosopher. Yeah, and he wrote this book called Why I Am Not a Christian. I think that's why late chief liked him. Yeah, he was highly intelligent. And those Christians who came to talk to him after he wrote the book, hey, why you're not a Christian? Oh, he really gave them properly. So they left him alone. They dare not question him anymore because every single point he gave in this book were rational, well thought out. It was full of meaning. Yeah, when he answered those people who came who asked him. So this quote I included because it tells us, yeah, it informs us, gives us an idea about a noble thinking, noble way of life. Bertrand Russell said, I have lived in the pursuit of a vision, both personal and social. So you can see these noble people, they have a vision. They are not like chin chai, today do this, tomorrow do that. Yeah, you tell me I do, I have no idea of my own. They have a very clear idea of what they want to do in their lives. He said, personal, to care for what is noble. Inside his own internal motivation is to care for what is noble, for what is beautiful, and very interestingly, for what is gentle. Because it seems that noble people, yeah, are also gentle. They are not aggressive. They are not in your face, yeah, type of character. They say things to you gently. They make their point gently. But if you hit them, they will get up again. They are not afraid. Yeah. So don't think that gentle people are very lembek. You take advantage of them. No, because the true noble people, yeah, you can scold them, but they will come back again. Yeah. Because that's what they believe in. To allow moments of insight. He used this word insight to give wisdom, to give wisdom at more mundane times. So that means in ordinary times, every day, it doesn't mean that it's special occasion. Yeah, he still thinks about what is noble and what is gentle so that wisdom can grow, in him. He observes, he thinks, he reflects. Yeah, his mind is active all the time. And socially, he worked very hard to see in imagination the society that is to be created. He looked at the community, the society that is to be created, where he believed individuals must grow freely and where hate and greed and envy die. There's no more hatred for each other because there is nothing to nourish them. We have all these things going on in our society because there are people, who burn the fire, who add firewood, batu api. So this kind of society is not really noble. Yeah, there are, small groups of people who dedicate themselves to a noble life. But as we go along, we see, very sadly, this noble way of thinking is not popular anymore. That doesn't mean we shouldn't practice it. we just understand that out there, they are not like us. Yeah. If you invite your family and friends, come listen to talk in Nalanda. Hey, sorry lah. Sunday. I got to have my Sunday. Which means to say that listening to a Dhamma talk doesn't suit their Sunday program. Sunday they can, go and have breakfast, go and laze around, read, watch TV or do whatever it is, but not listen Dhamma talk. Yeah, it doesn't suit, their way of life. So, yeah, it's not something that is attractive, to them. But you are here. Why? Why? Why do you come here? Of course, this is a nice place. Yeah, but I have been to Buddhist centers, not as comfortable as this. Where the floor is just, linoleum, lino, and just mats. But people still go to these places. That is because they are attracted automatically. No need to tell them. They are attracted to noble qualities. There is somebody or something at that place, that makes them actually happy that there are such people or such things in the world. You must think about it. There are people that are happy that there are great teachers in this world. There are great things being done, but very, very quietly. Not make a lot of noise. Invite the TV, invite the newspaper reporters. It's just quietly noble. What these people do in small, small groups. When there is nothing to nourish them. The other day I was mentioning, if you are angry, somebody does something and then you become angry. This anger in your mind doesn't really stay there for a long time. How long do you think if you suddenly get angry, your spouse or your kids do something and then you get angry, how long do you remain angry at them? Actually, not very long. After a while, you let things go, they do their thing, and then you are not angry anymore. But some people, they burn the fire of anger by reminding themselves, hey, they did it, they shouldn't do it to me, and then get angry. Then 1 hour later, think about it. Hi, I am so great. How can they do this to me? Think some more, get angry some more. So the anger keeps on living, burning in this person. Why? Because they want it. They like to be angry. They don't like to be quiet and peaceful. They grow the anger, they nourish the anger, so they become angry people all the time. So if you want to develop good qualities, you have to call the good qualities into your mind. You have to keep reminding, put poster, wear the wristband. Remind yourself, don't get angry, be calm and peaceful. You see this, you remind. Sometimes there will be resistance. I have the right to be angry. This is really, really dangerous. I have the right to be angry people. Very hard to reason with them because they think anger is righteous. This word righteous. I have the right. It is just. It is good to be angry. Then hard to reason with them because when you ask them to be mindful, to look at their minds, they don't like it. They just want to do whatever instinctively they feel they should be doing. Okay, and then Bertrand Russell said, these things I believe, and the world, for all its horrors, is a terrible world, leaves me unshaken because of his belief. So how strong are your beliefs? Will, when something happen in your life, you forget the Dhamma? Will that happen or not? So it will be one of the noble qualities we'll talk about. But Let me quote another this inspirational figures, yeah, which has visited Nalanda. So we are trying to invite him to visit more often because he is so noble, yeah, and inspirational. He said, having been born as a human being, we have within us the capacity to manifest every noble quality and must try to do so. So in explaining, he said, we can remind ourselves that these great teachers, wonderful monks and nuns, are not the owners. They don't own this and then give it out. And here you are, take a bit. No, they don't own these qualities. That they weren't born sometimes with these qualities, this understanding, this wisdom. They weren't born with it. This patience, this compassion, they developed it later on in their lives. But rather that these qualities manifested in them, it appeared why? Great effort. They worked at it. It wasn't there in the first place. And if it was there, it was very small, but they developed it. They kept it. Like I said, anything in your mind, you can develop by bringing it up again and again and again and again. That's how this management, gurus, they do their work by reminding you. You have to remind yourself. Law of attraction. I want to be attracted to what is. So you keep on reminding, it will work. If you forget about it, it won't work. So like these great teachers, through great effort, they develop these wonderful, noble qualities that we don't often see nowadays. Yeah. And the great teachers are vessels. They are containers. They bring to us, yeah, the beautiful, noble qualities. So let's see nobleness in the world. Yeah. And this is something which non-Buddhist writers also recognize, that there is nobility. Yeah, they are not Buddhists. They might be trainers. They might be developer. I mean, they develop human qualities. So they said, yeah, and I came across this. When human beings are not guided by noble qualities of mind, suffering quickly takes place. Because when they don't move towards what is noble, what is good, what helps them to be happy, the unhappiness squeeze in, seeps in. It happens everywhere. You can see it, yeah, happening a lot, yeah, in our country now. When they feel unhappy that they don't have fame or they don't have support, yeah, the suffering makes them do certain things. For us also, yeah, if we think that we should be rich and famous, and if we are not rich and famous, we will start thinking, how do I get to be rich and famous? Yeah, and then you will plan, you will plot, yeah, your scheme to become, yeah, rich and famous. So it's important. There are these important qualities in us. Number one, empathy. We cannot close our eyes to the pain and hardship of other people. Right? This is, just now you also express compassion is very good. So compassion is a very wonderful quality to want to help others. Actually, let me ask you, when you practice compassion, are you happy or are you sad? Yeah, because you are looking at suffering and pain. So when you say, I want to be compassionate, are you happy or not? Yeah. Yes. And why is that? There is, when we talk about compassion, there is a near enemy. There is something that looks like compassion, feels like compassion, but is not compassion. So you have to be very careful about this. This near enemy is called sorrow. And when you practice sorrow, you have sorrow, you will cry. You'll become sad. You will be overtaken by the pain and hardship. Why is compassion, the happiness from compassion is not the light happiness. It's not like metta. Metta is very light. Yeah, it is heavy, but it still makes you glad. Why is that? Yeah. It is like this because compassion means thinking about others. Your mind and your heart goes out. That's why you are happy. I want to help them. It's not that, oh, poor thing, I'm so sad when I see it. Then it doesn't go out. There's no care. Yeah, there's no love. It just, oh, too bad. I feel so sad. Then you will cry, you know, you will cry. And even when you see others, they are suffering, you cry. But where is the care? Where is the thinking of their welfare to help them? Once this one comes in, I want to help them, there is happiness. Observe your own mind. When you love others, when you care for them, there is a happiness. It's quite strange. Yeah. Not many people understand this. Why? Because it's a noble quality. And as I said, nobility is hard to find. Number two, compassion. Number three, integrity. Integrity, the word equivalent in the Buddha's teaching is Satya. S-A-C-C-A, Satya. It's translated as truthfulness. Integrity means what I say, I will do. No, I say one thing, then I do another thing. Not sneaky people. No, I say it, I do it. I'll be here at 12, 11:55 or before, I'm already here. They don't make people wait. That is my bad quality. Yeah, sometimes I take my time. So this is Satya. This is integrity. People recognize you. People will respect you due to your integrity. He will never let me down. So there are people among us, we know, they will never let us down. They have this integrity, the Satya. When they say they will do, surely they will do. No matter how much suffering, they will do it for you. Here it is, I've done it. Yeah, this is real integrity. And the last one is respect. But in the absence of noble human qualities, we will find suffering. Yeah. Just observe the nature of our world. So, when I was preparing this talk, when I thought about noble qualities, and when I search noble qualities, very easy online, Four Noble Truths will come up. Because you type noble, boom, it will come up. Noble Eightfold Path will come up. And there is no doubt, if you want to be noble, you have to understand Four Noble Truths. You have to practice Noble Eightfold Paths. But I wanted to identify or come across something that is a little bit more down to earth, closer to our heart. So I found this sutta, which is the Arya Dahana Sutta. There are two, and they are to be found in the Anguttara Nikaya. And the Buddha called this, and it's very meaningful for us laymen especially. He called this the seven treasures of the noble ones. When I say layman, yeah, I still mean noble layman. Now, there is a difference between ordinary laymen and noble laymen. We are not monks and nuns, but we can be like monks and nuns. Yeah, it doesn't mean you shave your hair and wear orange robe, immediately you are noble. There are some people wear ordinary clothes, yeah, t-shirt and jeans, but they are absolutely noble. The behavior is equivalent to a noble monk and nun. Although they wear simple clothing, they might not even shave their hair. So these, the Buddha said, are treasures. And it's good for us to talk about treasure, because then what happens? We understand that they are precious, got value, not money value, but they are valuable. they are precious to us. So the Buddha described this, yeah. They are all together 7 treasures, and it is described here. He used this word dana, not dana, but dana. Yeah, and it has been incorporated into Malay language, dana, yeah, for treasury, isn't it? Dana, yeah. The Malay language has taken a lot of Pali Sanskrit words. And they are in this order: faith, moral virtue, moral shame, moral fear, learning, charity, and wisdom. So check in yourself. Are you interested? First of all, are you interested? In your group, are there people who are like this, who practice it, who are very serious and conscientious, really, really dedicated to practicing these values? Then you mix with that group, you will, just like osmosis, yeah, those qualities will come into you, come into your cells, come into your brain cells, yeah, because you see them and they behave like that. So you cannot help it but be influenced by them. So we have this word in our vocabulary now called influencers. not influencer, but influencers. They influence you. It's a big word, I got to learn. Yeah, they make money from influencing others. Yeah, they don't go to real work, but they influence. Because people like to follow them, they influence others. So it's nice if we can be influencers too. Let's try and influence others to become noble. Yeah, how do we do that? Yeah, maybe people not interested. No? That's why we can't make them follow us. But I'm sure they are, because people automatically know when something is noble or not. So let's take a look at them. Yeah. But the Buddha also said in the sutta, he said, the faith treasure, the moral virtue treasure, the treasures that are moral shame and moral fear, the learning treasure and charity too, indeed with wisdom as the 7th treasure, for whom these treasures, whether a woman or a man, he is said not to be poor, not empty, yeah, in this life. So you have different measurements. Some people, they have a lot of things, a lot of money and valuable things, but they are poor in the noble treasures. They don't really have it. They don't really understand it. Yeah. So those with noble treasures like these, the Buddha said, you are never empty. Your heart, yeah, is always full. You will never feel that your life is not worthy. You will always feel something is worthwhile, yeah, in my life. Therefore, to faith and to moral virtue, to bright faith in seeing the Dhamma, the wise devote themselves, recalling the teachings of the Buddha, because the teachings of the Buddha has got all these qualities. Now, let me introduce you to this man. He is called, ran a bit, Hataka. I'm sure you must have heard of Hataka. The Buddha had 2 great lay disciples, not renounced people. They were lay disciples. Yeah. And they were also not poor people, but they were not kings and prime ministers. Yeah. One is this person called Hataka. The other is a person called Chitta. Both are not renounced people, but the first thing in their mind is the Dhamma and the Sangha. Of course, Buddha as well. They're always thinking, how can I do work, yeah, for the betterment of the Sangha? How do I advance the cause of the Dhamma? But they are not renounced people. The reason they have treasure is because their valuable, yeah, their treasure box is filled with Dhamma. So they will always felt, that they were full of good things. So this Hataka, just to give you an example, because Hataka appears in the suttas a lot. When the Buddha wanted, and Chitta, when the Buddha wanted to tell others about models, about examples, people that you can follow, hero, he will refer to Hataka and Chitta. So this person called Hataka, is also called Alavaka from Alavi, the town, the region. And he was the son of a king, also from Alavi. And he, as a child, was seized by a demon. The demon wanted to take him and eat him. And luckily, the Buddha intervened, talked to the demon, you can't do this, this is very... And then the demon had a change of mind, became a good person, and then gave the baby back, gave the baby to the Buddha, and the Buddha gave it to the ministers, and the minister gave it to the king. So Hataka means handed to, gift from one person to another. He was declared by the Buddha as a model layman, as the foremost of lay disciples who had a following of 500 people, also good like him. And once the Buddha, he asked Hataka, why do these people follow you? How do you motivate them, inspire them, encourage them to follow you? And Hataka said, there are four bases of conciliation, four good qualities I practice. So they always follow me around. I don't need to call them. They are automatically there when I need them. He said, the first one is by giving. You are not stingy. Whatever you have, you share with them. Good things you will share. Good news also you will share. You will not keep anything to yourself. Number two, pleasant speech. Always say nice things. Not just good words, but the tone of your words, the way you speak is also delightful. So these people like to hang around him because he spoke delightful things. And they like to listen to how he spoke as well. By beneficent conduct, that means he does things for other people. He is not like, I look after myself and you look after yours. No, he'd like to do things and help others. And by impartiality. He wasn't biased against others. So when Hataka had gone home, the Buddha told his monks. So these were monks around the Buddha. Hataka is a layman. He told his monks, and he praised Hataka by saying that he had 8 remarkable qualities, one more than the 7 treasures. Number 1, faith, moral virtue, moral shame, moral fear, great learning, charity, wisdom, and fewness of wishes. That means easy to look after. Doesn't ask for a lot. Give him, he is satisfied. So that's fewness of wishes. So Hataka, although he was a layman, he was actually an anagami, third stage of sainthood. So which meant that when Hataka passed away, he passed away before the Buddha. He was born in this special place, in the Brahma realms, this very high up, higher than the Deva realms, called Suddhavasa. And so when he was born there, he said, oh, I'm born in this place. I would like to pay respect to the Buddha. So he disappeared from the Brahma realms and he appeared in front of the Buddha. But because he did not know how to use the Brahma body in the human world, he collapsed. he don't know how to stand properly, right? Because as a Brahma, everything is light, very easy. So when he came to the human world, he didn't have this human body. So the Buddha said, advise him, you concentrate on the grossness, and when you concentrate on the rough nature of the human body, then you will be able to stand and pay respect. It is a very interesting story, right? So anyway, the first of this is faith. You come here because of this faith, saddha. If you have no saddha, you wouldn't come here. Are you confident of what you will experience here? That's called saddha. Yeah, you know that you will learn something and you will mix with harmless people. Harmless. They won't harm you. Yeah, you can leave your wallet or your handbag around and nothing will disappear. And that's called harmless, right? So in our lives, we need this faith. Yeah. Sometimes this faith is not an adequate word because it's got some meaning of Christianity. But still, it is a good word because it describes having confidence in others, in something, and some people. You have faith in your parents, right? So you will trust your parents. You have faith in your family. Do you trust your family? You have faith in the Buddha's teachings. So that's why you come here and listen. This faith makes you do things for your benefit. If you have no faith, now there is a crisis in many parts of the world. Why? Just to explain to you, in the 70s, 60s, there were these two great beliefs or philosophies. One was communism. The other one was democracy. Then communism collapsed because not sustainable. So democracy, yeah, everyone said is what we want. We want representation, we want honesty, whatever, whatever. Now they have found now, many people in the world have found that democracy doesn't really work for them. Yeah. Democracy allowed capitalism. And so many people have been left behind by democracy. So that's why there is a lot of dissatisfaction. This word, dissatisfaction. And they don't know what to do. They believed in this and it doesn't work for them. It made them go backwards. Rich get richer, poor get poorer. So what am I going to do? I believed in it when I was young. Now I can't believe in it. Yeah, the world has become a more lost place. All around the world, it's like this. So there is no faith in the government also. Yeah. So we need this saddha. We need saddha also in ourselves. That if I want to go to a certain place, I will get there. I got enough strength to get there. Sick people have not much saddha in themselves. If they go out the door, they don't know whether they will arrive or not. Yeah, they might faint or collapse or something happen. But you have faith. So this faith, if you understand it, if you have faith in the Buddha's teachings, it is to take us far into our future, into this life, yes, but far. Because this faith will develop qualities that will enable us to be happy, to be satisfied, to be joyous. That's why we have this kind of faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. That's why just now we chanted Itipiso Bhagavaya. All the qualities we chanted because we have faith. And the more you understand it, the more faith you will have. So the meaning of this word saddha is to place your heart upon it. You put your heart there, confident that when you put your heart there, it will be safe and secure. And nothing will happen, but only good things will happen to you. That's why saddha is very important. Without saddha, we will be lost. You take a word, okay, just let me mention this once. Take a look at America. They have no faith. They are lost. They don't know what to do. Yeah, because the system that their forefathers who wrote the Constitution promised to them isn't appearing in their lives. So they are not sure. But we, if we want security, we can find it in the best place. And that is with the Buddha's teaching. So study it more and more. And you will become more confident. So much so that when anything happens, sudden mishap, accident happens, first thing is Dhamma, Buddha. Will that happen to you? Yeah. When you are in a car accident, will the last thing be, oh, my stock and share? What is good there? Yeah. Or, yeah, the Buddha taught me to be good. Pum. The Dhamma is my foundation. Will you think like that? Yeah. So it's important. Just tell you this story. I've told this before. There was one Chinese New Year. I went for meditation practice, right? And I went to, at that time we were not married, to fetch my wife in Malacca. So we went down to Johor, we did practice, a friend and I, we practiced, and then we stopped in Malacca, pick up my friend. On the way back to drop my friend, on the federal highway, because it was raining, yeah, my car went out of control. Totally what you call a hydroplane. Water and my tire, yeah, separated us from the road. So I was like that. In my mind was, yeah, watching, watching. Because I had been meditating for the past few days, I just observe what is happening. Yeah. Am I going to crash or not? No, am I? So just watching. Whereas my wife, who didn't follow us, she screamed, panic, So that's why it's important to have something that you inspires faith in you. Yeah. So develop that. It is a treasure, because in times when you are in trouble, in times when you are lost, you need this precious quality to steady you. Yeah. And the more we understand it, the more we practice it, the more faith we will have, the more saddha we will have. Because if you don't quite understand it, still, yeah, the heart is very good. Yeah, there was one of late chief's disciple, this lady. Um, uh, she was not very healthy, and she went for operation, and she took her Kuan Yin locket and went for operation, and it was a successful operation. So when Chief was about to go for his operation, she said, "Chief, you take this Kuan Yin." She was so much faith, yeah, in that the Kuan Yin. Yeah. But Chief, of course, he's got faith in the Dhamma. So this is the first treasure of the noble people. Yeah, you will see noble people, they are guided, by something which is bigger than ordinary life. Yeah, such as Dhamma, such as their own principles, etc. Next one is virtue. You understand this. I won't speak much on it. Yeah, it is behaving like a human being should behave. Sometimes we say, don't behave like an animal, but there are things human beings do that animals don't do. So you must tell the animal, don't behave like human being, because there are so many evil things that human beings do that animals don't even consider. So sila is to offset that, reverse that, check, stop, the tendencies. So when we say we observe sila, it means, it tells everyone we are harmless. I will not harm you. Why? Because I have just taken 5 precepts. Yeah. And when I was working in my old office, my colleagues got to know that I'm a Buddhist. Oh, because I tell them, I go and I go to temple and I take part in this and that. So whenever I make a mistake, they would say, "Hey, Buddhists do that." Suddenly, I was very shy. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I don't do that anymore. Yeah. So they believe more in my sila than myself. They reminded me to behave. Yeah. So sila is the cornerstone of the Noble Eightfold Path. If you're going to practice the Noble Eightfold Path, you must have this sila. You say, I will do this and not do that, and not have doubt. Not change from your pathway, right? Yes. Okay, so you can understand sila. I will move along. Okay, there are these two things called moral shame and moral fear. And the Buddha explained it, yeah, in this sutta, yeah, where he said, monks, there are two bright states that protect the world. These are protector states. Without this, the world will go backwards, go back to the aggressive caveman stage. And these two things are called, these two qualities, states, are called Hiri and Ottappa. Remember the Pali name. They mean moral shame and moral fear. Right? So just to go back now, when I was doing things in front of my colleagues, I didn't have Hiri and Ottappa, and my colleagues reminded me of it. Yeah. By telling me, hey, you're Buddhist, you shouldn't do that. Then I realized it's true. Right? So this Hiri and Ottappa protects us. Whenever people practice, are conscious, bring it into their lives, that place is very safe. You don't have to worry. Yeah, it is not because somebody is going to catch them, going to arrest them, going to torture them. It is because they feel it is a natural thing. I don't do this. So in that way, that area, that group of people, you always know they will not harm me. So Hiri and Ottappa are the qualities of the mind. And the Buddha said they are beautiful qualities because they allow the world to live in peace. Everyone, society, to live in peace. So this moral shame is when you want to do something that is not right. Yeah, that is not right. And then suddenly shame appears. Hey, I'm a Buddhist. I shouldn't do this. Hey, I am a good person. I shouldn't do this. So shame, yeah, is a moral shame appears in your mind. And then you stop doing this. So whenever we want to, let's say, cut into somebody's lane in the highway, yeah, no, I shouldn't do this. All right. So there is a shame in it. The other one, the companion, is moral fear. This is a bad thing to do because it will not give me good results. And that is fear. When you steal something, for example, when people steal something, then they approach, want to take, and then they suddenly think, oh, if I do this, number one, yeah, I cannot face my family and friends. It is not really outer, yeah? It's an inner. When you have done something bad, you go back to your family and friends, there's something not right, no, and you can't look them in the eye. Yeah. Because why? You know you have done something not good. That is a fear. So people fear this. Yeah, I can't do my normal things anymore. Because in my mind, it will just keep playing. You've done this, you've done this, you've done this. So that is moral fear. These two things are the cornerstone of civilization. Civilizations are able to form because of Hiri and Ottappa. In the past, when people wanted something, they go and take it. This is mine. If you cannot protect your own property, too bad. I'm stronger than you, I take yours. That one is not civilized. Yeah, civilizations cannot operate on that. So you can see in our world, Hiri and Ottappa is very, very important. Now there is another quality which I would like to talk about. Oops. And that is unwholesome opposites of Hiri and Ottappa. They are Ahiri and Anottappa. And if you watch your mind, you will see it. If you want to do something which is not good, and you stop yourself, and then the mind says, do it. Don't care lah, do it lah. Yeah, that is called Ahiri. Have you experienced it before? Yeah. You know something is not right. Yeah. Yeah, it is not a good thing to do. You know it, you know it's not good. And then you stop yourself. It's not good. No, I better not do it. But something inside said, don't care lah. It's all right lah. You will enjoy it, right? But that is the danger. Because if this becomes too strong, the next time become easier. Ahiri. And ano tepa is no shame. So, what's wrong? There's nothing wrong. Apa malu dia? Yeah, there's nothing wrong. Yeah, there's no shame. So you can see that society, the civilizations, yeah, cannot take the weight of Ahiri and Anotapa. Eventually, that civilization will crumble. You can see the civilizations in history, like the Romans. Yeah. The Romans were so into themselves, so decadent. They thought they were so great. And then when they started to rot, yeah, in their form of government, they didn't realize it. I think eventually they were wiped out. They had no Ahiri, they had no Hiri and Otapa. This is very important. So the fact that we can walk about, but not all the whole day. There are certain parts in this city you can walk in the daytime, but you do not walk in the nighttime. Why? Yeah, because the people who occupy it at night have no Hiri and Otapa. Why is it safe in the daytime? Because the police are watching them. Actually, they don't have Hiri and Otapa, but they have fear. It's not moral fear. Neither is it moral shame. They know that they are being watched. But at night, when there is nobody to watch them, they are free to do what they want to do. This is the danger. So in every city, in every location or every group, you have to look out for this. Yeah, this is an interesting part of our psyche, our mind. Yeah. And then you can wonder also why there are people who can whose Ahiri and Anotapa are so strong, they can behead people, chop off people's head on video without blinking an eye. They don't blink, they just kill this person. Imagine how strong is the Ahiri and Anotapa. Due to various reasons. It could be anger, it could be hate, whatever it is. Close the eye, close the mind to Hiri and Otapa. Yeah. So, and why that happens is a long story. Yeah, we can discuss that. Yeah, it's very interesting to examine why people can do these things so easily. How their minds can cross out, wipe out good qualities in order that they can do bad things. After which, people also admire them for it. Isn't that terrible? It's terrible. But there are such mind states in the world. Then there is learning. Yeah. I hope you are learning something. It's called sutta. Yeah, not sutta, but sutta. Sutta means learning. And the Buddha praised learning. The more that you learn, the more that you know will be good for you. Especially you learn from discussing with others. So there are three types of learning. Yeah. Learning from hearing, yeah, which is like going to class and going to talks. Learning from thinking, that means you reflect and then you learn by yourself. Yeah, as you think about it, you learn some more. That is learning from your own reflection, and then learning from meditation. Yeah, learning from the quiet mind, the trained mind. You can see, you can understand on your own. Yeah, of course, your teacher will guide you. You can see things on your own if you practice this wisdom arising from bhavana, training your mind. The training or the ability to see doesn't always come from someone else. Need not always somebody show you, teach you, guide you. Your own mind will see the truth, see what is real. What is important is real. It is really real. Rather than we imagine. We imagine so many things. Yeah. When I was young, I imagined all kinds of things. I was very impressionable. So when people tell me, I believe. Luckily, I met late Chief. So as we go along this path, Noble Eightfold Path, yeah, we will need to see it on our own to be convinced about the Buddha's teachings. Even if you practice some kind of meditation at night, even if you quiet your mind for a while, your mind will become free of the defilements and everything that you understand start to connect. And then you will think, hey, now I understand. How come? That is actually the learning that comes from your own mind, bhavana, your own training. So you need to do that. Yeah, because the Buddha said, look, there are the three things that you must do as a Buddhist. Number one, avoid that which is unwholesome. Number two, do that which is wholesome. Number three, which is purify your mind. Yeah. So we have to do three. The camera rests on three legs. You take away one leg, the camera will collapse. So our life, our direction must have these three practices. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to very quickly share this with you. Yeah. How the Buddha lets us understand reality. Number one, yeah, by learning, guided by knowledge. Then number two, we observe, we see it. We practice what is called vipassana, yeah, mindfulness, which is taught to us in the Satipatthana Sutta. We let our mind rest on what is real. So when our mind rests on what is real, reality will start to show itself to us. So important. So that is the number two. The first step is direct personal experience. Number two, then when we finish that observation, that meditation, yeah, we start thinking about it. And number three, then only we write books and tell other people. We don't do it this way. Yeah, we don't write books and tell people this is what you must believe. This is what you must understand. That is not reality. Everything that you should understand and believe comes from a book written by somebody we don't know who. This is not seeing the real. Then there is this quality called jaga. Jaga leads to dana. When we do dana, is the action. But first, we must have this thought, this state of mind. I want to help others by giving something to them. That thinking is called jaga. Do you have it or not? I'm sure you have. Yeah, sometimes you might be walking, in the city, and then you think, oh, there are so many poor people. Yeah, I must help them. That is called jaga. Then you ring up the social welfare or old folks home. Yeah, I'm coming over now to give something to you. When you give, that is called dana. Right? So this jaga is a wonderful quality, yeah, where you think I've got enough. Not a lot, but enough. So because I've got enough, I can share with other people. Let me help others. Yeah, you don't have, I give to you. Oh, that is a wonderful quality, right? So it doesn't mean you give away things you don't want. Oh, my old clothes, I don't know what to do. Okay, I donate to Suji. Yeah, you take lah, so I got more space in my cupboard. That is not really jaga. Yeah, jaga really means you want it. It's still useful to you, but you are able to give it to others so that they might be happy. They might benefit. That's called chaga, right? And it is to be given with kindness. Yeah, you are kind. You are giving it with the compassion. There is kindness in your heart, and therefore your mind lifts itself. You are not normal anymore. Yeah, you should be saluted. Yeah, people should who witness it should say sadhu, 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 because you have lifted your mind with nobility. It's a noble act. Not everybody wants to do it. Not everybody likes to do this dana through the chant. And some people, when they want to give, then they must call newspaper reporters, everything. Then only they give. That is not chaka. They are not giving for the sake of helping others. They want fame and name. They want to benefit. It is not noble. Then there is wisdom, which is the last of the noble treasures. Yeah. When the Buddha said in the sutta, here bhikkhus, a noble disciple is wise, possesses wisdom, directed to the rising and falling away of phenomenon. This is a little bit deep, but I'll just mention it. The wise disciple can see things that appear and disappear in us. As you listen to me, you are looking at me. You are not listening and looking and seeing at the same time. Your mind has consciousness, and this consciousness is only one. So you can listen one, then see only one. But you listen so fast, you think listening and seeing happen at the same time. In order for you to go and listen continuously, the consciousness must appear and it must disappear. Or else you just boop and then stop. Yeah. You only hear one, no more. One word. I'm trying to say one word. But your consciousness is stuck. So that consciousness must disappear. And another consciousness must come. Then you can hear my entire sentence and see me sitting on this chair. It's happening continuously. So we are a mass of appear, disappear, appear, disappear, appear, disappear, appear, disappear. That's why when you sit there, you want to move. Isn't it? You want to move, why? Because your cells are appearing, disappearing, appearing, disappearing. If your cells remain the same, you have no pain on, you know. If your cells do not rub against each other, you have no pain. But the reason you have pain is because appear, disappear, appear, disappear, appear. You know, the molecules, the atoms of your cells appear and disappear. So it's like that. Yeah. Sometimes the scientists do not know whether atoms that we feel, whether they appear or disappear. Because sometimes they appear already disappear. So the Buddha said everything is like that. Yeah. And the scientists today are beginning to agree with the Buddha. Yeah. 2,500 years ago, the Buddha said, smallest unit is called a kalapa. It is an atom. Nobody talk about atom. Now we talk about atoms. And he said, this atom, we do not know whether it appears or disappears. Now, in this great big facility, on the border of France and Switzerland, it's called CERN, CERN. They are beginning to find out the Buddha's teaching is true. And it's multi-billion-dollar facility. Years ago, the Buddha looked into his mind and his body and explained it to us. Wonderful. Yeah. Anyway, the real true nature of understanding then what life is, to be able to see three things. That is anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Anicca means everything changes. You can understand that. Yeah. But the speed of the change is so remarkable. When you can see it, you will get scared. That the whole body appear, disappear, appear, disappear, disappear all the time. That is called anicca. Then why? Yeah, because it appears and disappears, nothing really belongs to us, then we feel sad. That's called dukkha. There's no real me. Yeah, because I keep changing. Last time my hair is black. Now it is gray. I'm so sad. That is dukkha. That's dukkha. It changes, changes, changes. Yeah. Sometimes the change is very fast, which we cannot see. Sometimes the change is very slow. But because it changed, it gives us dukkha. Number three, the Buddha also said, there's no real you. There is you as you think you are, but there's no you permanently that goes from life to life to life. This is the Buddha's unique teaching. Only Buddhas teach this. People who are not Buddhas will never even grasp the beginning of this teaching. Yeah. So because the Buddha taught anatta, he taught us that if we understand anatta, we will be able to achieve nibbana. That's another story. So because of that, the nature of the noble is, if you really want to be a noble person, there is a word called Arya. This is a person not like us. He might look like us, not like us, because the mind is free of the ignoble quality. So there are people who have dug out, destroyed, yeah, and thrown away the ignoble qualities of the mind. But we do not know who they are because they look normal to us. So as we go along, practicing and understanding, studying and practicing, we will dig more of these silly things, unwholesome things, and get rid of it from our mind. Then we want to mix with those people who are just like us. We don't want to mix with those people, very noisy, always wanting. Those people, I don't enjoy their company anymore. Yeah, then you will look for the same character people. So when the person really becomes an Arya, yeah, he or she is a noble disciple of the Buddha, really son and daughter of the Buddha, because the Buddha came to teach this, how to become Arya. So under the Buddha, when he was alive, there were thousands of them. Now there's few, but they still are. Yeah, they are the ones who attain the enlightenment, yeah, that the Buddha talked about, yeah, and able to experience the fruit of Nibbana. So we follow the Noble Eightfold Path. This is the pathway. This is the formula. Yeah, this is the guidebook or the map for us to attain true noble person status. Right? Thank you very much.